It has officially been 1 week since Donald Trump won the presidential election, and a lot of folks are wondering what is going to happen when he finally takes office and how it's going to affect Bitcoin. What's up, guys? It's Crypto Dave here at Top Tier Signals. I hope you all have been enjoying the massive moves to the upside that we've been seeing over the past week or so, and I want to dive in today to what a Donald Trump presidency is going to mean for Bitcoin and the broader cryptocurrency market here in the United States. And guys, as always, if you enjoy these types of videos, you can subscribe to our channel today, tick the little bell, you'll get notified every single time that we post, and you won't miss a single update. Without any further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the discussion. So the first thing I want to talk about is the idea of making a strategic Bitcoin reserve. And essentially what this means is that any Bitcoin that is currently held by the United States government, which if you didn't know, there was over 200,000 Bitcoin that has been seized by the United States government. The idea here is that instead of auctioning these Bitcoin off or finding a way to dispose of them or otherwise transfer them, the United States would instead hold on to the assets as a reserve asset that could help bolster their economy and help pay off their debt. So this means that the United States would keep all of the Bitcoin that they seized with the Silk Road fiasco in 2021. And he also mentioned that he would likely pardon Ross Ulbricht, who was behind the Silk Road. Next, he says that he does not want the United States to create its own central bank digital currency. He wants to keep the United States government out of digital finance, and he wants to instead just support the growth of the industry overall here in the United States via Bitcoin mining, via cryptocurrency startup companies, and things of that nature, as opposed to creating its own centralized stablecoin, essentially, that has been talked about for quite some time. He does not want a central bank digital currency. I personally am very much in agreement with that. I don't think the government needs to create yet another currency, but I digress. And on the note of keeping the government out of digital finance, he wants to fire Gary Gensler, the current chair of the SEC, and replace him with someone who is more pro-crypto, who can help provide the proper framework, regulatory framework, and guidance for Bitcoin and other digital assets. And this has been a huge issue over the past several years with Gary Gensler and the SEC failing to construct any sort of positive regulatory framework. They've rejected the Bitcoin ETFs for years. It wasn't until the beginning of this year, 2024, that we finally got spot Bitcoin ETFs. So the SEC has really dragged its feet on the crypto development here in the United States. I personally think it has held back both the growth of the digital asset space, but also the growth of the United States. I mean, this is a new and emerging industry. There are jobs to be created, there's wealth to be created, and there is a huge transition in the world of finance and economics taking place. And if the US does not want to get left behind in its efforts to accommodate, it needs to get rid of Gary Gensler. It needs to put someone in who is more pro-crypto, and that is exactly what Donald Trump aims to do. So Gary Gensler, he is counting his days, he is packing his bags, because on January 20th, 2025, he is going to be out of the door. Now, Trump did show his age a little bit. He made a comment essentially that he wants all Bitcoin to be made in the United States. Obviously, we know that that's not the process. It is rather a proof of work algorithm on a blockchain network that anybody can participate in worldwide. However, he is signaling that he wants the United States to take a bigger part in the efforts of mining Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. And so he's very supportive of the overall growth of the industry in this space. Anything that creates jobs, anything that can generate wealth and value, I believe that he is all for. So there's nothing specific in terms of what he said about crypto mining, other than he wants Bitcoin to be made in America, which is pretty funny. But at the very least, we know that he is supportive of the idea that the industry could very much grow here in the United States, which is a very positive thing. On a similar note, he's also offered support to cryptocurrency-based startups. He wants the industry to grow, and he wants the industry to grow based on the United States of America. He wants these businesses to do well, and he does not want these businesses, more importantly, to be moving elsewhere. He wants the industry to expand with the United States, not without the United States. So a lot of this is promise, some of this is strategy, some of these plans are already being put into motion, and some of it we just have no idea. But the key takeaway is that he does not want the United States to be left behind when it comes to the crypto industry, and he's very likely going to continue to show that support as we move along into his presidency and over the next 4 years. Now, Trump has also made the promise to protect the rights of those who want to mine and custody cryptocurrency privately. This is really, really cool, because not only do we have the support for the startup companies and the public miners and those who want to expand the industry from a business perspective, but you can also do these things privately. I know a lot of people, myself included, who self-custody their Bitcoin, a lot of folks who have a small personal mining setup at their home. So having these protections is also a very nice thing. It's great to have that type of privacy and to be able to do these things on your own without being harped on by the United States government or law enforcement. Finally, of all the things that we know in terms of a Donald Trump presidency and its impact on Bitcoin. One of my favorite things is that he wants to establish a Bitcoin and cryptocurrency advisory council. He wants to get some of the best minds together to do the proper research, to serve as ambassadors, to solicit the proper information. He wants to have a team of people that is focused on this industry specifically, what they can learn about the industry, and how they can move the industry forward. So I think this is all very cool stuff. Now, obviously, the next 4 years isn't going to accomplish everything. There's a far bigger picture, politically speaking, than just Bitcoin and digital assets. But this is certainly the most favorable administration that the crypto space has ever had. It's going to be very interesting. Of course, he's not going to be in office officially until January 20th. But there's quite a lot of promise, and I know that for people like myself here in the United States, even people just around the world, they're very happy to see this. It's a breath of fresh air to have an administration that wants to support this industry and actively make progress. We've had some folks in the government for a little bit now that are not anti-crypto, but they're not making it a focus. And so I think it's really cool that it's now finally a focus for the administration. Something that's pretty cool that you might not know if you don't live in the United States, but the presidential election was not the only election that we had last week. We elected a lot of seats to the House of Representatives. We also elected a lot of senators. So these are very important components of the federal government here in the United States. And we can see that we have the most pro-crypto House of Representatives and Senate that we've ever had. So it's not just at the presidential level. We also have the House of Representatives and the Senate with an overwhelming majority of folks being pro-crypto. I think that there is a lot of progress to be had in terms of cryptocurrency here in the United States. And I am personally very, very excited for it. So the last thing I want to leave you guys here with today is this weekly time frame for Bitcoin. At the time of recording, we've already crossed over $90,000 for Bitcoin, which is just outstanding. It's awesome. If you've been here for a long time, you've had that conviction, you've been patient, this is a very rewarding time for you. But I do want to note there's a direct correlation with our recent breakout and the outcome of the 2024 United States election. And as I've mentioned before, Trump will not actually take office until January 20th of 2025. And I've noted this date here with this yellow dotted line. Something that you'll see a lot within trading is the buy the news, sell the event. And so in this case, we were buying the news of the presidential election. We are likely going to sell the event being the day that he takes office. So I just want to make note of that date, especially here. Our last major expansive move this cycle took about 182 days. And if we just took that exact same date and time measurement, it would be just a few days after Donald Trump takes office. So I just want to put that on your radar. Trading this through Inauguration Day is probably your best bet. You might want to start to de-risk before Donald Trump takes office, but we'll cover all that stuff in a future video as we tend to do. Guys, that's going to do it for this video. Let me know what you think about Donald Trump being elected president. What do you guys expect for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency here in the United States? How do you think this industry is going to grow over the next 4 years? There's a lot to talk about. Let me know down in the comments. And guys, if you want to, you can join our Discord today by clicking the link down in the description. You'll have access to over 20 premium trading analysts across stocks, crypto, and Forex to better your trading skills while also making you money along the way. So check that out, guys. And until the next video, I'll catch you all in the Discord. Peace.